My name is Oguntimehin Damilola Abifoluwa, and this is a summary. This is a video presentation of my task one, Introduction to Data Analytics one, Understanding the Foundations of Data Analytics. So I explained what data is. That data from the Oxford Dictionary is explained in layman's terms as raw facts or numbers that are gathered from different sources and have not been explained or examined. And I went on to explain analysis, that is the process of breaking down complex information, ideas, or problems into smaller parts so that we can understand them better. Then I combined the data analytics meaning to be the breaking down of raw facts or numbers that have been gathered from different sources and have not been explained or examined. So the process of breaking them down into smaller parts so as to be able to understand them better and find useful information now and make better decision is what is known as data analytics. I also explained it further that is the process of looking into a data set, which is a document that usually contains data either in columns and rows. So when we look into these data sets, we now use analytical processes such as Power BI, Tableau, Excel to extract trends, generate insights, derive meanings, and then relevant information to draw conclusions. So I went on to explain the difference between raw data and analyzed data. I explained raw data to be the original information and data that are unprocessed data that's been generated from different sources, such as surveys, experiments, or observations. They are usually in their most basic form and they can contain word errors, inconsistencies, and irregularities and irrelevant information. So it usually preserves the full details of the original information, but it is often difficult to read and understand and interpret. So before raw data now can be understandable or before it can make meaning, it has to be worked on. So now a raw data that is worked on now is the analyzed data. This is the process of cleaning, organizing, and transforming the raw data so that we can understand it, so that we can find hidden patterns and draw up conclusions. Because these conclusions are useful, they are useful information for better decision making. Then I went on to explain what the purpose and importance of data analytics, why organizations collect and analyze data. Organizations collect and analyze data for decision making. It helps them to make strategic decisions. It doesn't make them do guesswork. So it helps them to make strategic decisions from past performances and past history and previous market behaviors. So it also reduces risk. It helps them to identify potential operational and financial risk, and which allows for quick mitigation of those risks. Then it also helps them identify problems and review inefficiencies, allowing for development of quick solutions. Then it also helps them to predict future outcomes. It helps them to forecast future trends and challenges such that when those challenges arise, they can adapt, they can adjust and adapt to the situation. And also helps them to understand their customer behavior and preferences. And also helps them to identify new opportunities and new markets or new services that they can render, and also helps them to stay competitive amongst their other competitors in the respective market. So without data, the organization without a data analysis, they may find it difficult to remain competitive amongst the other competitors in the market. And then it also reduces cost and boosts profitability. It helps the organization to better understand their customers and markets, hereby reducing unnecessary costs. Then I went on to explain how analytics improves business decisions, efficiency, and customer satisfaction. So I explained that when companies utilize analytics, it helps them make better decisions, it helps them to work smarter. It also helps them to identify areas where they need to improve and where they need to adjust their strategies and identify new opportunities. It also helps them to predict future trends, anticipating their customer needs, and also help them to prepare and plan ahead. It helps them to reduce their costs and increase their productivity. Then it helps them to identify new customers, new markets, new opportunities, new needs. It helps organizations to decide on new products or service creation. Then it also leads to greater satisfaction and loyalty when customers experiences these personalized experiences and services that meet their needs. Then I went on to explain the importance of data-driven thinking in problem solving. And I put that data-driven thinking is very important as it helps to remove guesswork and also helps to tackle complex problems the organization may be going through while minimizing their risks and maximizing their opportunities. And I went on to explain that when we rely on data, when organizations rely on data, it increases their accuracy. It helps them to increase their accuracy by providing a concrete basis for decision. It improves their efficiencies. It allows for the identification of hidden trends and patterns that can predict future outcomes. It enhances accountability and transparency as the decisions made from data are easier to track and also measure results and progress and drives continuous improvement as the new result is used to make further adjustments. And I went on to explain the key benefits of data analytics with real life examples. I explained that it helps it helps organizations to make informed decisions. It replaces guesswork. I put an example of a toy shop that uses data analysis to monitor their sales and inventory. Then it helps them to restock, especially popular and fast moving items, and then the ones that are not moving well or that are outdated. So gradually it helps them to phase those items out. Then it also helps organizations to manage risk and detect fraud. I put it that it's, for example, where I work is a microfinance bank. So we use previous history to predict customers that will pay well and those that will default. So we use previous information to analyze this risk. So there's something we call credit scoring. We use the credit scoring to predict, okay, this customer is going to pay well, then this set of customers will not pay well. So we use it to also monitor real-time transactions, especially when generating KYCs and other information. So it helps us to monitor those transactions. Then it also improved customer experiences. Data analytics helps to understand customer behaviors. And I put an example of where Jumia uses purchasing and browsing history. I've purchased on Jumia several times, and I noticed that anytime I log in into their app, something related to a previous item I bought the last time, they suggest a new, it could be a new product or an improved product of the previous one comes to my, I see it's being suggested once I log into their app. Then I also put that it's enhanced operational efficiency. For example, a company that sells drinks, they use data analysis to identify high inventory costs so that they can reduce wastage and then increase their profitability. Then I put that product development and innovation data analysis helps to gain insights into customer satisfaction and needs to improve on existing products or create new ones. So I put an example of technology companies such as iPhone. We see iPhone 15 coming out there. Before you know it, iPhone 15 Plus, iPhone 16, and for every product of Apple that comes out is an improved product. Is improved is usually improved of the previous one. So most times when when these products come out, you see that okay, there's a little adjustment or there's a particular adjustment from the previous products that just came out. So this is usually gathered from this is usually analyzed data analysis because it would have been analyzed that okay, customers that are using this type of iPhone are having difficulties in this part. So for a new one that comes out, is automatically improved of that problem. Then competitive advantage when organizations use data analysis, it helps them to understand their market so that they can identify new opportunities and then they can stay ahead of competition. I put example of Netflix. So Netflix will predict shows that will sell. So, and then once they see that it sells, it allows them to produce and license the content that customers are likely to watch. So it gives them an edge in the competitive streaming market. Thank you.